You know, I was in the middle of making an actual like mystery video on what was going on with Doctor Disrespect, at least looking into the mystery of it. But apparently, during my research, about maybe about half an hour ago, he dropped basically the biggest bombshell on the situation. But before we go into what he actually posted and some little bit of inconsistencies, there is something I should go into, which is we got to recap this stuff because it's been a wild few days. But to kind of get a whole spin on this, what essentially happened was there was a bit of a tweet that came out where it was accusing him of basically meeting up with a minor or meeting up with some, well, yeah, and doing some messaging. But however, Twitch caught wind of that and then he got banned. This person was an ex-Twitch employee, which would give some more credence to the accusation. However, there was no evidence presented at the time, which I really want you guys to remember that. And not to mention that this individual, who in my opinion is still shitty, but what ended up happening was that they also were selling tickets and said, if you buy this ticket, I'll tell you why he was banned. So clearly they were monetizing whatever the situation was. But Dr. Disrespect also was no stranger to controversy because there's been incidents of him going into an E3 bathroom, by the way, and what he ended up happening was he recorded it and then Twitch banned him back in 2019 and he was banned from E3 from attending. And then what happened after that is the year after, roughly, he got banned off of Twitch. And the reasons why were unknown. Many people were teasing about why he was banned. Many people claimed to have known why he was banned, and but it never got released for whatever reason.
I don't understand for the Doctor Disrespect stuff. I feel like I've heard for so long people say that they were worried about like potential lawsuits or whatever bullshit. I don't know why they ever felt that way. I'm not sure if there's like some other part to that story that I just didn't hear, but this story has been known since basically Dr. Disrespect got banned.
And then sometime after, Dr. Disrespect decided to say, hey, we're actually going to sue Twitch because he had a multi-million-dollar deal, then he got cut short.
Off my little discussion here, but a lot of people ask me, do you know the reason? Yeah, I do know the reason why now. I've known for months now the reason why. And I'll just say this right now, champs. There's a reason why we're suing the fuck out of him. Okay? I don't know how else to put it. The amount of damages and you just don't... No.
Anyways, that's roughly the recap of what everything has happened so far with him. So, he's not a stranger to controversy. It's happened to him quite a few times, okay? And there's also been some other domestic stuff that happened with him, like cheating or whatever, but we're not here for that. But anyways, so, man, we're going to look into this case where he dropped the whole stuff about the Twitch ban. Oh, my stupid ass. I forgot to mention, when it came out with these allegations, he also put some stuff where like no legal wrongdoings happened. And so a lot of people were asking questions of like, why did you say you didn't do it? So, and when we look at the statement, it's very clear he did it, but he said it in the most legal binding way. But apparently, he's not under legal bound anymore to do that. So, that's where we are right now. So, I'm actually going to go and read this entire statement. So, I recommend you put this at roughly 1.5 to 2 times speed because it's a lot of reading. And I'm also going to put a timestamp if you want to skip the reading. Okay? But I would highly recommend you guys listen just because it's a lot. It's a lot to go through. So, without further ado, I'm going to go into this and let's get started. The Twitch ban. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the fucking BS. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've also been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about. And I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community, as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Game Studio. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and we made a painful decision collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented good people that have high career ambitions and families, and I would never want to jeopardize the culture we have carefully crafted. Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that two former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Was there Twitch whispers messages with an individual minor in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations, and that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. No pictures were shared. No crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal cases have ever been brought against me. Now, from a moral standpoint, I'll absolutely take responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with. That's on me. That's on me as an adult, a husband, and a father. It should have never happened. I get it. I'm not perfect. I'll fucking own my shit. This was stupid. Now, all this said, don't get it mistaken. I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. I'm no diddler. Are you kidding me? Anyone that truly knows me knows where I stand on those things with those type of people. Fuck that. That's a different level of disgust that I hate even hearing about. Don't be labeling me as the worst of the worst with your exaggerations. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. But I think I've said what I needed to say regarding the ban itself. That's it. That's why Twitch made the decision in 2020. To my team, community, industry friends that have supported me, and I apologize. I wish I could have said this all sooner. You guys have always showed me and my family love and support throughout all these years. We love you guys like you can't imagine. I have the fucking best community and circle. If any of this has made you uncomfortable, I get it. You don't have to support me anymore, but just know you have always been greatly appreciated. But trust me when I say this, to all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero life experience, I don't give a fuck about you. Finally, if you are uncomfortable with this entire statement and I think I'm a piece of shit, that's fine. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm not the same guy that made this mistake all those years ago. I'm taking an extended vacation with my family as mentioned on stream, and I'm coming back with heavy weight off my shoulders. They want me to disappear? Yeah, fucking right. Now, what I want to highlight is that this version has been edited maybe 3 different times. Initially, there was no minor in it, and now it went back to being a minor, individual minor, which is a really weird edit, I'm going to say. So, whatever is going on there, your lawyer probably should probably fired for that one. But anyways, yeah, crazy how it was a minor. That was a lot to take in. Yeah, that was a lot of reading, but there's still a couple of questions that I actually am curious about. So one, where are the logs for this stuff? Because right now, as of when the statement dropped, if there's an update to it, I will update you guys. But as of right now, I don't see no log. And I believe with the way Twitch whispers work, I don't know if they can see it. But I know for a fact that it's between 2 people. So the only person who can do it, as far as my knowledge, outside of Twitch, is the person who he was talking to and Dr. Spix himself. Which I don't believe that he is going to probably drop those willingly. I wouldn't wager on it. Now... keep in mind too now that a lot of different people have dropped him, like a bunch of sponsors have been dropped, and his own company that he co-founded, well, he said they stepped down, but it's most like, listen, we can't keep you on the team because even the accusation alone will get you in trouble with us, and we might not even gain some revenue or whatever, or the company rep might tank. So they have to cut him off immediately because that's how it always works. And what I want to say too, before we even do this, is that the way that this situation was handled actually like baffles me, because I saw a lot of people when I was looking around, they were saying this guy is guilty. If you said this, he was guilty. Mind you, there was some sus stuff that he said, which was like no legal doing was wrong, which is baffling to say to me. We just admit that you didn't do it, but it's just that this happened. He must be banned. It's like no. Simple accusations get people dropped a lot of the time, okay? Even when nothing happens, people will get dropped just because the company rep is up ahead first. Because, like, Turtle Beach dropped him, whatever. Other sponsors are probably going to drop him after this because If you're just known for working with somebody, yeah, it might tank your company. And the only way a company will keep you in their sponsorship is if the money is worth more than the rep. And most of the times, it's not. Like, it's genuinely not. But anyways, that was a lot to take in. And what I'm going to say briefly is that when it comes down to it, in my honest opinion, I feel like when you get to a certain level of, not even fame, but like once you hit like a certain age, and this guy is, by the way, this guy is kind of old, but once you get somewhere, it's kind of like interacting with minors or whatever. It should be like, that should be like the easiest part to do. Just, you don't have to talk about them. I mean, like if you're taking pictures of fans at a con or something, that's different. But like messaging and like even leaning into inappropriate jokes, like that doesn't. That's a little bit insane. And also, the reason why I'm a bit wondering of what the age of this person is because depending on the state that it happened in, there's different laws that will be like, okay, in this state, it's probably this is not as illegal, or in this state, it's not as bad. Now, legality aside, it's still it's very morally questionable that he was even doing this in the first place. But as far as we know right now, there is no logs. We don't know who this person is. All we know is that it happened, and apparently a lot of people knew about it, and that's where we are right now. But I also should mention that I know a lot of people say they know what happened, but what I actually should tell you guys is that there's stuff called like how do you put it? Like an open secret? That's what I call it anyway. It's something that everybody knows, but no one's going to say it. So you ever been to like a family dinner or something where it's like, there's like an uncle or an aunt that you know is like a scammer or something. Everybody knows it's a scammer, but no one's going to say anything about it because, well, it's like everybody knows, but you don't want to be the one to say it. That's why you have a lot of people being like, oh, I know what happened. I'm not going to say anything, but I know what happened. And I might also say this too, is like sometimes it's not in the victim's interest to come out because say some stuff did happen. Sometimes the victim can ruin their life way more than it's worth to come out against somebody. It's messed up, but that's kind of how it is. So sometimes you'll see stuff like settling outside of court and this and that if there's any suing, crazy stuff. But anyways, that's what I should really go and highlight about this situation because there's a lot of that goes on with these kind of allegations where you have a lot of people know something, but it's like, it's a little iffy or whatever. And that's the end of that. Now, will Dr. Disrespect be fine? Probably. I don't think he's going to. He's going to lose probably lose a lot of sponsors, but I'm sure he's made it just enough where it's like, okay, he's got to be going to be fine. And as far as we know, he didn't cross the line, which is even worse. But I will say this as well. Him being banned, not surprised at all. Like him being banned off of Twitch, I can see why they would immediately go out and ban him because, well, that stuff is not really allowed on the platform, and yeah, it's not worth it to keep somebody who's like that unless they bring in so much money. But clearly he doesn't. He doesn't bring enough money for the risk that he goes. So I just want to mention, for the record, the person who posted these allegations, they're not a saint, by the way. Like, they are not even close. I know I mentioned earlier about the concert tickets, but like, listen, if you're monetizing something like this, like, it tells you the kind of person that you are. It tells me a lot. That tells me what your focus is. It's on, I want to get my band going instead of I'm interested in the idea of like the victims. And honestly, first of all, as well, going online is always something I'm very skeptical about every time it happens. As a matter of fact, I'm more skeptical over the years because of how much false stuff comes out, or stuff when you read in between the lines, it's like, okay, what is going? It's like, okay, that's why you're coming out with this. Like it's actually like insane to me. Oh my god. Yeah, no. It's man. It's just crazy also how like people get up on their high horse like, oh my god, he's guilty, this and that. It's like, bro, you can wait for some evidence. Mind you, there's not really any evidence presented. All he has is his own admission. But either way, by his own admission, he was saying some inappropriate stuff with someone who is underaged, which you should be punished for it, okay? So, what I would say is like, listen, man, you should not be saying that stuff. I know he's talking about I'm a better person over the years. It's like, okay, if anything, don't do it again. It's very suspicious, It's not okay, but it's just like, ugh, it's just, ugh. It's kind of insane. But yeah, no. And people who covered this stuff too, is just like, I really didn't like how this was covered, to be honest with you. So when it comes to information and all this stuff, okay, don't go to social media first. I say always wait for evidence, which is exactly what I was actually trying to do for this video, even though I want to look at the mystery. What's really what you're supposed to do. You always wait, because you never know what's going to happen. But either way, to put a bow in it, is he going to be fine? Probably. I don't see he's going to lose some sponsors. He's at the end of the day, he has the money to survive anyway. So, with that being said, if there's any more updates, I will let you guys know. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow my socials down in the description below. And that's enough out of me, so ciao.